All right, so thank you guys for joining. My name is Robert Dunbar with Training by Dunbar. So I want you guys to kind of just bear with me a second here. This is gonna be a quick video. I know I always say quick video, but this one really is gonna be quick. I say that all the time too. But I'm Robert Dunbar with Training by Dunbar, and we just created a leadership assessment quiz that's going to be part of our new book, Leadership Matters in Life and Business. And I've been shooting these videos and doing these drops just to prepare for our October 1st release of the book. It's going to be about 60 some odd pages when everything is done with all of the different illustrations and foreword and all of that kind of stuff. But we're looking at over 60 pages in the book. It's an ebook, and it's going to be just about $4.99. It's not going to be expensive at all. It's not really to make money. It's about giving people the information because I'm a coach and trainer. So the name of the book is going to be Leadership Matters. Of course, some of you all already have received a sneak peek of chapter 3 of that book. If you didn't receive that, just jump in the chat and say you didn't receive it, and I'll give you a link that you can receive it. It's free. I gave it to people about a week ago. If you're on my email list, you received it. If not, just put something in the chat. Let me know you didn't receive it, and I'll get you a link to get it. Also, I just dropped the link that you can go to get the assessment quiz. So I haven't sent that out formally yet, but I am going to be sending it out in about an hour. But that link will allow you to click on it. It'll take you to a thank you page, and you can download the leadership assessment quiz and also the 5 leadership self-awareness growth tips as a part of that too. So the first 4 pages is the leadership assessment quiz, and the 5th page is the 5 leadership self-awareness growth tips. So take advantage of that. It is fillable. So on the assessment quiz, you can actually put your answers in right online. So you don't have to print it off, just pull it up as a PDF and just go ahead and start typing in those spaces, and you'll see it'll type. When they ask you a question and the answer is a yes or no, just click on the yes or the no, and it'll pull up a little bullet there, let you know which one you chose, and then you can put a description if you choose to. There's a line to do that as well. So again, Robert Dunbar, Training by Dunbar. I have a coaching and training company, and I do everything from online courses to group setups with our training. So some of our people are one-on-one clients, some of my group clients. Most of my clients are network marketers, but I do train coaches. I do train personal trainers and realtors and insurance agents as well. But my biggest client base is network marketers. So definitely want to ask you to subscribe to the channel. And definitely want to ask you to like this video. If you like the video, take a look at some of the other videos. I do everything from training on mindset to personality traits, all kinds of things, all purpose business. I'm an entrepreneur, so that's what I train on. Most of the things I train on, I did release a health book in the beginning of this year. So I did some training on some health tips as well. So those things are all there. So just check the playlist, see everything that's there, and support us by liking the channel. Subscribing to the channel and liking the videos that you actually do like. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this leadership assessment quiz up real quickly so I can kind of run through it real fast so you'll have an idea of what's happening with it. Now, again, if you're joining us right now live on YouTube, if you go to the chat, you will see I have a link there. Click that link and you can go ahead and grab the leadership assessment right now. I haven't officially sent it out yet to anybody else. So if you're on my email list, you haven't received it. If you follow me on Facebook, Instagram, anywhere, LinkedIn, I haven't dropped it yet. But if you're on this live video, you'll see a link there. And then if you're looking at this video later on, so if you're saying, hey, I'm on this looking right now and it's not live, then if you look in the description down below, you'll see down there where I have the link along with the rest of the description on how to get the leadership assessment quiz. So if you bear with me, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this leadership assessment quiz up. Let me share my screen, and then I'll be able to go over it real quickly. And it's not gonna take long to go over it. It's only a couple of pages. I just want you to have an idea of kind of what I'm doing with it so that you know. All right. And I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger so that you guys can see it. One more hit and see if I can fit it. Okay, good. So you should all be able to read it. If you're a young professional or if you're old like me, you should still be able to take a look at it and see what it says. So it's basically just an assessment form that you can fill out to find out where you're at as a leader. That's why I created this. So you'll see in the beginning, the first question is, can you identify your 3 main strengths, right? And if you go in that box and start to type, so if I do this, right? I'm very coachable. It's going to type right into that box that way. So you can go ahead. So remember, you don't have to print this off. You have to do any of that. Now, if you want to fill it out and then print it off so you can put it on your vision board, anything like that, feel free to do that, guys. Like, do whatever you want to with it. But I like to have fillable forms so that people can make sure that they understand what things are and they don't have to print it off first. And if you're just a real techie person and you like to just be able to pull things up, type in it, and then save it, you're good, right? So the next question is, can you identify your 3 main areas of concern, right? And that's important as well. Again, you can type in there the same way I did on the first question, type those answers in there. So you know, what are you concerned? Are you concerned about helping people, just growing your business? Like, this is a leadership assessment, right? So that's why I'm asking these questions in this leadership assessment. Do your actions reflect your words and values? So how would you do that on this fillable form? So if the answer is yes, you're going to say, yes, my actions do reflect my words and values. Then you can put here how that is, right? So my words are, always show up, right? Show up to go up. Maybe I use that cliche, show up to go up, right? And then my values are, I believe in helping people and being committed to the people that I support on my team or in my organization or my business partner or whatever the case may be when it comes to your business, right? And you can put that here under the why. You can type that in. So it's kind of like formulating and saying what you mean. Putting it on here really kind of implements it in your brain as far as your mindset. So you can say, I'm committed to showing up. If I misspell something, guys, I apologize. I'm committed to showing up, and I work diligently with my team see, can I do this? Hold on, what did I do? Not working right. Let's see. Team. Oh, there we go. Did it work? No, I didn't. Hold on. Team supporter, right? And that might be my answer to that, right? And then I can go ahead and click off that and hit tab, and I can go somewhere else. Now, if I click no, it's going to go away from yes, because you can't click yes and no. So that's how it's set up. So it's not a mishap there. You can't have yes and no for this question, obviously. So whichever one you choose, then you go ahead and you type in that box down there that way. That's how you would use that to answer, the questions there. So the next one is, do you listen carefully to the ideas of those who disagree with you, right? All tips on being a leader. So let's go on to page 15 questions. So these are just questions that will help you. Are you bold enough to ask for feedback on your behaviors and use the information you gathered as a tool to get to know yourself better? When others do something wrong, do you take the time to help them see what they need to change and how they can solve problems? Do you have the ability to assess the state of your environment and shape it better, right? Important as a leader, right? Understand what's going on there and change it if it needs to be changed. Assess it, shape it, course correct it, whatever you have to do. Do you have the ability to communicate a vision or a goal? Because it's one thing to have a vision or a goal, but if the people following you don't feed into your vision or goal because they don't understand it, that becomes a problem for you. So you have to make sure and understand that, hey, do I understand how to communicate that vision and that goal so that people understand the mission of the organization, the team, whatever it is that you guys have going as a unit, you want to make sure that they understand exactly how that works. Do you have the ability to mobilize people, right? Can you get people to move to another company if something happens to the company that you're a part of, right? Can you get personal trainers that you're working with to lead the place that they're working for, right? Whether it be at LA Fitness or Planet Fitness or whatever, can you get them to move over to open up their own personal training company, right? Do you, as a leader, can you mobilize people to do what's in their best interest, right? Because coaching and training and leading people is not about putting something in a person, but pulling out of them what's already in there because you see something in them that they may not see. Number 10, do you have the propensity to encourage rather than to criticize, right? And that's really important as it comes to your mindset. Can you see something wrong and start with a positive comment, then hit them with the issue, help them work it out, and then end on a positive comment, right? Can you encourage rather than criticize? Do you have the ability to take risks, right? Because that's important as a leader. Leaders have to take risks. So understanding those things. Just yes or no questions, then you can type in how you feel about your answer or why you chose that answer. 12, do you have a sense of innovation and creativity? Yes or no, right? You have to be innovative as a leader. You need to be creative, right? I know that there's systems, especially in network marketing, that we have to follow. So you're saying in network marketing as a system, so I have to be creative. There's still some creativity to the way you do things when it comes to team culture, because I teach in team culture at the corporation that I'm selling through, right? This big Fortune 500 network marketing company, I'm in there as an IBO, right? An independent business owner, or as an independent associate, or I'm an independent agent, or I'm affiliated with this company in any way, shape, or form. If we're marketing those services, and the company says, if you make this many sales, we're going to particularly put your name in the hopper and give away an iPad. Well, you may have some new people on your team that say, hey, look, I can't even qualify for something like that. Like, I can't make those kind of sales. I can't make 20, 30 sales because I'm a new person. You can have something within your organization that says, if you make at least 5 sales, we'll get you some AirPods, right? Or if you make at least 5 sales, you may buy them something else totally different, right? It might be a pad that costs less than an iPad, right? It may be $100 gift card. You can give away something that costs $100 where the company is giving away something that costs $600 or $700. So team culture. So being creative in that manner, not changing the network marketing system that you're a part of. So you guys understand that. Number 13, do you have the ability to make decisions quickly, right? Nothing worse. I shouldn't say nothing worse, but it's really bad to be a very indecisive leader. So are you indecisive, right? Are you a person that says, hey, I can take the lead, but it takes me a minute before I can take the lead, right? That's being indecisive. You got to make quick decisions. When you're leading, people are looking to you to say, hey, this just came down the pipeline. What should we do? It's okay to sleep on certain things, but you have to be able to make quick decisions as a leader. So if you can't, put no. Don't lie, because you can't fix the things that's wrong with you if you won't admit that they're wrong with you, right? Last 2 questions, 14 and 15. Are you inspiring? Oh, sorry, too far. Pull it down just a little bit. Are you inspiring and admired by your team, right? Business partners or employees? And that's one of the 5 levels of leadership by John C. Maxwell. So you want to make sure that your team actually likes you, right? The people you're working with admires you and knows that you're doing the things that it takes to be successful. Your IPA, income producing activity, or whatever it is that happens in the business or company that you own, right? So yes or no on that, explain why. Last question, do you recognize your mistakes rather easily, right? Do you recognize when you make a mistake easily? Yes or no, right? Answer these questions honestly, because you see it says below, the number of no's and no answers provided indicate the various behaviors you could and should develop to reinforce to reach your ultimate potential as a leader. And that's what we want you to do. We want you to be the best leader you possibly can. So, of course, our Leadership Matters book is going to show you how to turn those no's into yeses. That book is going to be $4.99. It releases October 1st. Right now, you can pre-order the book. When you get the PDF, on the bottom of the PDF, on page 4 right here, you will see it says click here. When you click there or actually anywhere down. So I have it so where you can click anywhere down, just in case you missed the click here, right? So you can click anything that's underlined. You can click only $4.99. You can click the red arrow, the green circle, the oval, or you can literally click here. And when you click any of those things, I believe actually if you click Training by Dunbar in the bottom right-hand corner, it'll actually take you to go and pre-order the book for $4.99. When you pre-order the book, then on October 1st at 10 a.m. PST, right? That's Pacific time, not specific, but Pacific time. The book will release to you, and you don't have to do anything. You'll get an email at 10 a.m. Pacific time, and that email will have the whole book. All you have to do is download it, and it'll let you download it once. You can put it in your computer, and then you can move it around however you need to at that point. But the point of the book is to show you how to be a better leader. The reason why I have the assessment there is because the assessment first allows you to understand, hey, where do I need help? Like, where is it that I need to have better leadership skills? And now it'll help you as you go through the book, because there'll be chapters that will deal with the different issues the different no's that you have. There'll be chapters in the book that'll cover the things that you said no about. And now you can spend more time in those chapters to make sure that you understand certain things. Don't forget to download the chapter 3. Remember, chapter 3, if you don't have it, go into the chat, say you don't have it, I'll get it to you. Or you can literally email me at robert@trainingdonebydunbar.com. That's robert@trainingbydunbar.com. Or you can email me at dunbar.robert@gmail.com. And when I get that email, I'll send it back, the book back to you. The third chapter, the sneak peek chapter, which is skills of leaders. And it's about 4 pages long on some different skills that you should have as a leader. So I gave that sneak peek chapter away, guys. You don't have to pay anything for it. Remember, the entire book is only $4.99. I don't sell books to make money. I give books out because I give information in them. Then, of course, I come behind that later on, and I'll do a big leadership training that I'll be charging for. So the $4.99 for the book is well worth it, guys. I could sell this book easily for $20 because it's over 60 pages of leadership in this book. And this is my second leadership book. My first book is only about 20 pages, which is a simple guide to leadership. And I'll tell you how to get that at another time. It'll be in the description of the YouTube video and all that stuff. But lastly, guys, I'm gonna show you guys one more thing before I close out here. I told you I was gonna say quick, and I wasn't gonna be quick. It depends on what you call quick. This is 5 leadership self-awareness growth tips, guys. So in assessing your leadership, it's important to completely be honest with yourself. Like I said, if you would like to see growth in your leadership, in the leadership area of your life, our new Leadership Matters book is going to help you. But here are just 5 quick tips on some things that you can do, right? And the reason why I say self-awareness growth tips is because a lot of times we're not aware of the things that make us a bad leader. That's why you do the assessment quiz. The 15 questions assessment quiz is really to help you self-assess so that you understand what it is that makes you a mediocre leader, or I don't want to call you a bad leader, but a not so good leader or a mediocre leader, right? So look at some of the past experiences and past projects to look and match the quality, see what you like to do, right? And some of the past experiences and projects that you've done, what have you really enjoyed about it? Right? I did a lot of free training before I realized that training was my purpose, right? So sometimes you have to do some things to realize, hey, I'm doing this for free, but I really enjoy doing it. So you see that green bullet point on the bottom, it says, what experience or project was the most fulfilling, right? What was it doing? Was it speaking engagements? Was it you giving out some things free as a nonprofit? Was it you training or educating people? Was it you helping people? What was it? Was it you doing sales? What did you get the most fulfillment out of? Number 2 says, write out your strengths and weaknesses. It's important to write them out. Don't type them on a computer. Hand write them out on a sheet of paper. Draw a line on the middle. On the left, put strengths. On the right, put weaknesses. And write down your strengths. Write down your weaknesses. It does something up here mentally for you in your mindset when you write those things out. Number 3, what revs you up and what drains you, right? Something that you need to know about yourself. What gets you excited, right? I know when I'm not in the best mood, I'm like, I don't know if I feel like doing this sales copy today or doing these trainings or working with these clients or whatever the case may be. I can listen to specific music and it'll rev me up. I'll listen to certain people like Dr. Eric Thomas or Les Brown or Jim Rohn or some other motivational speaker that will really pump me up and get me excited. And then what'll drain me, and this is me personally just talking about myself, is news. I can't listen to the news because news has so much negative stuff in it. When I watch it, it just brings me down. And sometimes it's unconsciously that you're brought down by those things. So just keep that in mind. So look at what are you doing that revs you up? And I'm not talking about drugs and alcohol, guys. I'm not talking about your cup of coffee. I'm talking about something, right, that you can feed yourself. A video, or reading a book, doing a specific thing, right? Training people, helping people, making a phone call, and maybe just calling and talking to your mom. talking to one of your kids that you're excited because they're in college or they went to the military or they opened a business or whatever the case may be. But I'm not talking about drugs and alcohol. This is not about you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that. That's your business. No judgment here. I don't care what you're doing on your own time with your recreational drugs and alcohol. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying coffee is a drug. I drink coffee 2 or 3 times a day, guys. I got a cup of coffee right here while I'm shooting this video. So I drink coffee. But I don't look to that to rev me up. What revs me up is motivation, me seeing other people succeed, me going to maybe a social media site and seeing a person that's being celebrated or recognized because their business is growing. That kind of stuff revs me up. And then news and those kind of things, they drain me. So what does that for you? Last two, guys. Last two on my quick video. So what past feedback, right, have you received on your leadership abilities? What past feedback what past feedback have you received on your leadership abilities? So sometimes you have to ask, as you saw in those 15 questions, you have to ask people, right? Do you consider me to be a leader? If the answer is no, why? If the answer is yes, can you please point out 3 leadership qualities you see in me? Ask 5 people that question and write down the answer. Find out what your leadership abilities are, right? And then how do you respond, right, to a stress and increased workload, right? Because that's one of my triggers. So I believe in print. Now I'll talk to you guys about that on another time. I got videos on that. So just check my YouTube page, YouTube channel, I'm sorry. But print, right, through the Paul Hertz group. The print lets you know your triggers. So one thing that triggers me is an unbearable workload. Or when somebody else tries to schedule something into my time and overwhelms me. Like I need to have control of my calendar and control of my own time. So if somebody tries to give me an increased workload or ridiculous deadline, so you say, hey, I need you to help me with this project that I'm doing as one of my customers. And I say, okay, well, just go ahead and schedule a 90-minute session with me and I'll get it set up. Well, can you do it like in the next 2 hours? And I'm like, well, no, but I really need to talk to you like the next 2 hours. Well, my calendar is already set for today. So that's going to trigger me for you to try to get me to stop everything I'm doing and do a 90-minute session with you about something that's important to you because it's not already on my calendar. So that to me is an unreasonable timeline and that'll trigger me. So when I see that coming, I have to kind of back up and be like, hey, look, no disrespect, but you have to schedule an appointment with me at another time because my calendar is already set so that it doesn't really upset me. You guys follow? So you have to know these things about yourself. So these are just 5 tips that you can use to increase your self-awareness as it comes to leaders. So again, guys, right, my quote unquote quick video, right? I guess it's quick depending on what you call quick. But I wanted to go over this with you so that when you get it in your email or if you download it through YouTube or any other platform, through any of my landing pages or any of my social media. And remember, you can follow me on Clubhouse. I'm Trained by Dunbar with an ED on the end, not training, Trained by Dunbar. On Instagram, I'm Training by Dunbar. On Facebook, Becoming an Entrepreneur. You can go to Training by Dunbar, but if you put in Becoming an Entrepreneur, it'll take you to one of my business pages, or you can just follow me. Just go to Robert A. Dunbar III, however you choose to do that. I'm on Twitter as Training by Dunbar. I'm on LinkedIn as Training by Dunbar. So you can follow me on any of those places and you'll see everything I drop, the free things, the courses I do, all that information will be there. Remember, like this video if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you like to see more things by me. And then when this is all said and done with, I'm on live right now. But if you guys looking at this and saying, hey, this is not live for me, I'm looking at this because I went to your YouTube channel. Everything I'm talking about is right down in the description, right? So you can go down there and click on whatever links I talked about. They'll all be down there. So, right, guys, happy assessing yourself. Just don't get upset when you see what it is. We got a bunch of those, guys. It's just an opportunity for you to get better. And remember, the Leadership Matters book, guys, it's only $4.99. It's $5. So, like, seriously, a 60-page book on leadership for $5. You can't really beat that. Again, anybody that sells books, if you market anything online, you know, I'm not making money on books. I'm really helping you understand that I have an expertise in certain areas so that when I do courses and things like that on leadership or on sales, you understand that I know what I'm talking about. So there's a cost into writing a book. So I try to cover my cost, but I don't really make money off of it. So the $4.99 is not a lot of money for you to have a 60-page book on how to become a better leader in life and in business. That's why I think this is one of my best books. because it's leadership in life and in business. So if you're saying, I'm not a business owner, but I do work for somebody, I have a career, I got a college education, and I'm building my career, or if I don't have a college education, but I'm climbing up the ladder, leadership in life and in business. So leadership matters. Robert Dunbar with Training by Dunbar. I hope you guys can appreciate the leadership assessment, the 15 pages, and then of course, our 5 leadership self-awareness growth tips that I have here at the end. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off here, and I look forward